Well, as we near the finish line of 2014, it's been another good year for the stock market. But as always, some areas of the market have performed better than others. And in this morning's U.S. Bank Economic 360, Mike Dennemann, Vice President and Senior Portfolio Manager, joins Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio with the winners and losers for this year's market. Mike and Rob.
Thanks, Peg. Yeah, Mike, thanks for being here.
Good morning.
We talked recently about rebalancing as it comes to your entire sort of investment portfolio, but it's also possible to rebalance your stocks only.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Not only possible, but advisable. And so that concept of rebalancing works because different areas of the broad market perform differently, some better than others. This year, for instance, REITs, real estate investment trusts, have done very well. On the other side, you've got international stocks, which haven't. So going in and periodically readjusting makes sense so that you can keep things in check. But you can also do it on a smaller scale. So just in the stock portion of your portfolio, different industries perform differently throughout any given year. So doing it on a more micro scale works as well.
So let's talk about that. What were some of the winners? What were some of the industries that shined the brightest in 2014?
Sure. So I don't want to jinx anybody. We're not quite to year end. But so far, it's been healthcare, which has been the leader for 2014. It's up as a group about 25% this year. And really, that's just a continuation of a trend we've seen over the last couple of years. Healthcare has been very strong recently. One that's done almost as well this year, that's somewhat of a pleasant surprise, though, is the tech sector, which has been very mediocre for the last couple of years. So not only is it encouraging to see a resurgence of that industry, but it's also been an across-the-board rebound. So it's not just the recent favorites like Facebook or Apple that have done well, but some of the old guard has finally come to life as well. So stocks like Microsoft or Intel, Hewlett-Packard are up 25, 30, even 40% this year. So for some stocks that folks had written off as kind of old and tired, it's nice to see some signs of life.
Yeah, those are definitely not the sexy names anymore in the tech industry, so it's nice to see they're doing well. But who didn't do well? What were some of the duds so far this year?
Well, the biggest dud by far, hands down, has been the oil sector. We're all aware that recently oil has been trending lower, especially in the last 2 weeks with the news out of OPEC. So that's been great news for the consumer at the gas pump, but that's also served to really pull down shares of oil companies. So it's the only sector of the market this year that's in negative territory. It's down about 8%. And really, that's just the flip side of the tech sector. So the tech sector having been mediocre for a long while and then finally coming to the forefront, the opposite is the oil companies have done very well the last few years, and now they've taken a dive. So again, that just brings us full circle to the rebalancing. We can see that very quickly industries can go from laggards to leaders and vice versa. So that's just more of an incentive to go in and make sure that your portfolio is staying balanced.
Yeah, I think these are great. It's great advice, really. I mean, it's super easy to just sit on your stocks, especially if you're in a plan that kind of does it for you. Getting in there and really taking a hard look, it seems like great advice to me. Thanks very much for being here.